Hello and welcome to today's wrap-up video. I want to talk about two books that I have recently been reading. Only that I DNF'd. That means I did not finish these two books. One, I know why. Actually, I know why for both books. However, I did read quite a lot of the books. The first one is called Clocked in Beauty. Now, this one, I did enjoy the book. I think I've read three-quarter. I read up to the part where, okay, the background of this novel is there is a girl whose father is murdered by the uncle, that means by the brother to her father, and so the mother sends the child away to the grandmother, who is the mother of the child. Okay, who is the mother to the mother of the child. So the mother of this child, the mother of the female lead, sends the female lead to the grandmother so that she can protect the life of the child, because because she's the one who's supposed to inherit all her father's property. But now this uncle is very cruel. He wants to finish the child so that he can be the one who comes next in inheritance, because now the uncle and the father of the female lead came into partnership to do a business. And so if the child is not there, automatically the properties goes to the uncle and not the mother. I've forgotten what happened, the circumstances as to why the properties will go to the uncle and not the mother. So in order for the mother to protect her child, he sends the child to the grandmother in secret. So what helps is that nobody knows where this grandmother lives. So this grandmother rears her grandchild until she reaches age 21. That was the age at which she is supposed to now legally get her inheritance. So now once she reaches 21, the mother hires the services of a private investigator to go get her daughter safely to where she is so that the daughter can rightfully claim her inheritance. When the mother was exiling her child, she did it when she was 8. So she's now going to see her later when it's 21. So that's like the background of the story. Of course, the private investigator ends up falling in love with the female lead and so on and so forth. So I dropped off when they were about to enter into the city where the mother lived. Or did I think that, no, they met. The child met with the mother. Yes, I think I remember the mother and the child hugging, and the mother noticing that the private investigator is looking at her daughter in a very curious way. Evil. So because the daughter had lived off the way the grandmother, so now the grandmother had to go seclude herself to a place where she didn't have neighbors. The only people this child grew up, it's giving Tarzan vibes. Or the only people this child interacted with was in fact her pet is a wolf, if I'm not wrong, something of that sort. So the child grew up to become this tomboy-ish, actually very tomboy, and she is more at ease with trees, with rabbits, with the wild than with human beings. So the mother is like, her daughter has to be refined, bring to society, meet charming man, evil. So I thought the advice was good. The mother was telling the male lead, allow my daughter to see the world, because she might think she's in love with you because you're the first male she's interacting with. So, she can think she's in love with the man, kumbe it's because she's never been exposed to male species. The only species she knows is her grandmother and her wolf. Yeah. So somehow, some way, I dropped off along those lines. And I think because I did struggle. In as much as I was enjoying the book, I did struggle. And the main reason is because it's a historical book. I struggle a lot with historical fiction. It is even so ironic that my favorite book, my number one book, is saved by Saved by the Matchmaker, which is a Christian fiction, a Christian historical fiction. How it became my favorite, I don't know, because it is a historical Christian fiction. This novel is historical, and the reason I struggle with it is because I don't like historical things. I like, even watching, I will watch, okay, the things I love watching historical on the Bible characters like House of David or Story Moses, Joseph, Abraham, those ones I will watch. but I don't do so well with historical stuff. But if you've listened to the scenario I've given and you're like, hey, I would like to get a copy, just reach out to us in the link in description, and we will avail you a soft copy at a very affordable price. Or if you'd rather have it from Amazon, we're actually very cheaper than Amazon, but if you want to get your soft copy from Amazon, it's okay, or wherever it is that you get your soft copy from, it is still okay. But if you don't have somebody that sources you books, kindly consider us. We will be able to source you a soft copy book, even as we try to get hard copy of these books. The next book is The Christian Girl and Mafia Boss. Now, this one I knew even before I started reading. I knew the chances of me dropping it off were like 80%. But I was like, you know what? Let me just read. I might disappoint, or I might prove myself wrong. Now, the problem is very few Christian authors know how to write mafia stories. Because if you're going to write a mafia story, write a mafia story. If not, leave the mafia genre alone. You don't have to force issues, according to me. And I think actually the only Christian author that I love, I think it's his, mafia stories is KP Haven. I enjoy all his mafia stories. They're still Christians, but you can see the mafianess in them. But this one, I was reading the book and I was like, oh God, where is the mafianess in this? You know, you can just say, you know, toxic male lead and good female lead, that's okay. But don't call a book a mafia story when there is nothing mafia in it. There's also a female author. There's also a female author. She's written oh gosh, she's written I'm trying to, there's a place where she's written Beautiful Lies. I've forgotten the name of the author. She's written Beautiful Lies. Now let me tell you. Now Beautiful Lies, now that's a mafia story. In fact, I love and hate Beautiful Lies at the same degree. I love it 100%. I don't hate it. There's just a little bit on how there's a lady in that book that I don't like what happens to her, but I understand because now that is what mafia would have done. But I don't know. If you want to check this book out, go ahead and check it out, The Christian Girl and Mafia Boss. But there's nothing mafia in it. It was just giving, honestly speaking, I don't even remember what the story is about. I just remember I read the book and I was like, I just knew it. There was nothing mafia happening here. The male lead even looks kinder than some of the male lead I read in non-mafia stories. But that's on a very personal basis. So the writer that has written Beautiful Lies, although for this writer I've only read Beautiful Lies, so I need to read more than that so that I can see. But KP Haven, I've read at least 3 of his books and they're all mafia stories and I love them. They are not open door, they are closed door, they are mafia, but they're still clean and you enjoy it. If you love mafia stories, check KP Haven out, and I'm about to talk about him in the next, what I'm about to film next. So, well, I'm almost running out of time, so that's it. Check these books out, just because I'll still recommend this book, because what works for me may not work for someone else. There are books I love that nobody loves, and there are books the whole world loves, and I'm like, not for me. So everybody has their own tastes. Just because I don't like something, it does not make that thing evil or bad. Somebody else will still out there like it. So check Clocked in Beauty out. Check Christian Girl and Mafia Boss, especially if you love reading mafia stories, and see for yourself if you like it or not. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.